Just with another new addition, the power stage to the European Rally Championship. So that is the 7 stages from 7:15 to 4:15 in the afternoon. Well, it may be an action-packed weekend, but it's also an action-packed season. 8 rounds to complete before we crown our champions. Let's have a look at what is coming up. You know full well that we're in Portugal. Then we head to the Azores, and then to Canaries, and then to Poland. And then, Julian, we've got a few more.
Well, that's it. The second half of the season, we go to Liepaja in Latvia, and then we go to Rome, and we have a massive event around Rome in Italy. Then one of the famous and stalwarts of the championship, Barum Czech Rallies in, and as you can see, we're still to announce the final round of the championship.
Give us a little bit of time, we'll get that to you in a couple of weeks. All right, well, there's plenty of familiar faces here for round 1. Let's check in with the drivers and see how they're feeling ahead of the rally.
You have like here fast flowing stages with a lot of over crest stuff and basically a lot of camber, deep camber on each side, which we would call notes where we'd hook on them corners to carry more speed. So there's some of that, but then there's other stages that are just like dead flat and a lot of over crest and an awful lot of narrows here. So you have a lot of wide and narrows and wide and narrows. I like to talk about these corners that they lure you in. It's like, you know, you don't have a second chance.
The problem is that some places the racer has a quite good grip, and some places absolute nothing, like ice without ice tires.
Like I say sometimes, this one rally to accelerate more with the head than with the foot, because need to be intelligent to arrive in the end Sunday.
We're quite surprised by our pace in Sweden, so hopefully we'll be surprised again. It's basically corner after corner after corner. So for an Estonian, it's quite a different challenge. But yeah, it's quite rough. You need to mind the stones, be very wary that it's easy to get a puncture, but it's also tremendous fun, I would say.
The Portuguese drivers are very fast as well every year, in these conditions more because they know it. But there is some fast drivers, some from Spain, some from other countries that they are always fast, like Tempestini, drivers like that, good friends as well. So we will fight together and try to enjoy the stages.
It's really difficult, really slippery, but to be honest with you, I want these conditions, I like these conditions, so we can make the difference for the other drivers. I'm really confident in mud conditions.
And mud conditions it is as well. I'm really glad that someone is confident out there, because that qualifying stage gives you just an idea of what's in store. All right, well, qualifying happened, and because of qualifying, it meant that there was a ballot where our drivers could pick the positions that they wanted on the road. So we saw Georg Linnemar pick 5th. We sort of were guessing that maybe 3rd was the optimal position. Were you surprised at that 5th pick?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a driver's choice. But I mean, let's see. This was them in qualifying. Armindo Arroyo, he was the winner here in 2020, so he's got a lot of experience here, many times doing Rally Portugal, which we've known as running these.
That's why he said so confident in the mud.
And these tricky conditions, you can see it. It was real kind of hit and miss. There was sometimes sunshine, sometimes rain. Eric Size, we know him from the ERC from 2 or 3 years now. He's stepped up to this category the previous season, but also doing a part program in WRC as well.
And an impressive performance.
An impressive performance, but someone who was, as you say, was quick. He said in that interview you just heard there, he was impressed with his performance in Sweden, and that's what he did on the first qualifying of the season.
Yeah, there you go, just so you can see your top 5 there. Georg Linnemar, Eric Size, Armindo Arroyo, Nils Solers, and then as you just have a look down the line there, you can see in 17th, Ken Torn and Ruben Rodriguez rounds out the top 15. This is the pick.
Whether this is a big gamble or this is a simple one. Simple 5. You want
number 5. Simple 5. I mean,
number 5 for car number 17, Linnemar. Thank you very much.
It sort of seemed like the golden spot to have. We have some cars in front, so when it's foggy we can maybe see some braking marks, but also because the conditions will be quite muddy tomorrow, the road won't be too bad if we start a bit more at the front, so as you would probably usually do, so yeah, 5 seemed like the perfect place.
Well, there we go, Julian. You were just about to say it seemed like that was his perfect place. He mentioned fog. We've heard rumours of fog tomorrow morning.
I mean, we've had a little bit of everything. We were
May
up
as well
in,
add fog into the mix.
Yeah, we have had a bit of everything. It has rained a lot. You could see on some of those pictures in there, it was quite rutted as well. So it is going to be very demanding. This rally ran last year in October in similar conditions, and it was really, really demanding. And these guys and girls tomorrow, they've got a big job on, and it will be a bit of survival of the fittest tomorrow.
Do you know what? I think survivor mode will kick in. All right, well, the action will be starting very shortly. It is a super special stage through the town of Fafe for cobbles and tarmac and a whole lot more. It is a fan stage, so you'll be seeing how much of the rally history and heritage is there for our Portuguese fans, I should say. They absolutely love rally, and you are just about to see exactly how much. Are you ready for the first stage of the European Rally Championship? Let's head to the action.
Absolutely. Welcome along, everyone. It's round one of the ERC 2022. We are waiting patiently for the first stage to get underway. As Kiri mentioned, it is a pleasing spectator super special stage. Just 1.4 kilometers in length. This is the road order then. Ken Torn is kicking us off, then Jose Luis Garcia, Raquel Somaschini, then Porrick Duffy, who you saw his very passionate interview just a few moments ago. We'll be chatting to all these drivers at the stage end and, of course, watching the action through this one. But it is, of course, not a gravel stage to kick us off. We're going to be on a little bit of tarmac, a bit of cobbles thrown in there. We're lucky tonight it isn't raining. The rain is held off for now, at least. We'll be seeing all of these crews out on the gravel stages of where we are right now, which is in the heart of Portuguese rally territory. In the Fafe region, so beloved by many fans, and you will see why this weekend as we get underway with stage one of the ERC for 2022. And it is Ken Torn then, the Estonian driver, who kicks us off. Now it's a big step up for Ken this year. Junior has very much been his bag. ERC 3 juniors, ERC juniors, juniors in the WRC as well, but he steps up to the main category this year in a Rally 2 car. We're looking forward to seeing what he'll be able to do out there this weekend. Now, don't let the fact that this stage is quite short deceive you. These drivers have got to be pretty careful not to make a big mistake this evening. This is where they do not want it to be going wrong. It can be very slippery out there. We've had a lot of rain, as we've mentioned. And I'm sure for the first cars on the road, well, probably for all of the cars making their way through on gravel tyres, this is going to be a tough little stage to complete. Don't make a mistake on the first one. We've got the big days ahead, of course. Now, as I mentioned, we are going to be chatting to our crews. We'll get their thoughts at the end of the opening test. We'd love to hear from you as well. What are you expecting to see out there this weekend on this opening round of the European Rally Championship? Let us know using the hashtag ERC Live. And that is Ken Torn through then, the first time on the board for us, 1 minute 27.7. Neil Cole joins us as a stage end reporter here this weekend, and he's going to be chatting to our crews for us. And Julian Porter joins me in co-commentary for this one.
First through the Super Special, how was it?
I think it's not bad, but we did some rookie mistakes, but we don't have experience with that kind of car, so yeah. But I think it's nice to be here, not hit the concrete, and that's the main thing.
Okay, back with the action now then, with Garcia, Jose Luis Garcia. 2 events done in Spain so far this season. He, like many drivers, competed on a rally in Spain just a couple of weeks ago. Gravel event, which Efren Lorena did, and won. Yeah, Garcia was 7th overall.
Yeah, there were similar conditions to potentially what they could have over the next 2 days. But I mean, a street stage in Fafe.
I know, yeah. I mean, we're so used to the gravel here, aren't we? If you've followed rallies in the Portuguese Championship, if you've followed the WRC, then you will know well the gravel stages here. I think it's going to be a tough weekend out there, though, Julian. From what, the drivers are saying to us, from what they've seen, and from the forecast, a lot of rain heading our way tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, as we just mentioned there, it rained a lot here last year. It's very, very demanding when it's raining a lot. It's quite incredible, but I think it's quite fortunate that it's not raining here tonight on this stage, because cobblestones, pavements, curbs and things like that to hit, it is very, very, very difficult and demanding. It really is.
And that's the stage complete then. Just 4.9 seconds behind Ken Thorne's time. We'll get a couple of words from him now at the stage end with Neil.
Jose, how was that, the first stage of the rally?
Yeah, we have a little incident. We hit in the backside with the ball in the roundabout, but all okay. Thank you.
Now, Rachele Someschini, we spoke to a little bit earlier today. A little bit of difficulty for her in the test this week. But if you're going to have a problem, if you're going to roll, which she did, testing is where you do it. And that's unfortunately what happened to her. She said the conditions out there are really going to test her this weekend. She's got the very experienced Nicola Arena alongside her. And she said he's played a huge part in, helping her understand what the conditions are going to be like. First time competing here at this event. So I think it's going to be a baptism of fire for everyone out there this weekend, Jules.
Yeah, it is, as you say. Yeah, she had a roll on the test on Wednesday it was, and really, really demanding and tricky. Co-driver, as you said, was in with her last year, so at least has that year of experience. Did the Italian Gravel Championship this year, planning a program in ERC and also doing the Italian Championship during the season as well. So Rachele has quite a lot of experience around. Did a lot of running in two-wheel drive cars until she moved up to the Citroen.
Yeah.
Basically, it was for Rally Monza 2020. Yeah.
She's completed the stage. We'll get her thoughts in just a few moments.
So, Rachele, the rally has officially started. How was the Super Special for you?
Yes, it's very strange to try stages by foot and then do it full gas. But it's tomorrow the race will be long, but now only funny, only happy moments.
Yeah, happy moments indeed. She mentioned on foot, when they recce'd the stage, they could only walk through it rather than drive through it. So that's what she's referencing there. But very difficult, Julian, to actually try and, kind of get your head around what you can do with the car when you're just walking through it. But she's done well. We have 3 drivers through so far. Rachele was 10.2 seconds off the pace of Ken Thorne, who is our leader so far. Plenty more drivers to come through for you. We've got Porrig Duffy in the stage now, and that's a split you can see on the screen at the, let's call it the midpoint, shall we? It's only a 1.4 kilometre stage.
Yeah, it's a short stage, isn't it? But I mean, yeah, it's great that it's actually not raining. One, I think, for all of the people who are out there.
Absolutely, you don't want to be getting soaked.
But two, the cobblestones, particularly at the start. I was talking to Jose Pedro Ponce, and I said, "Oh, what's the stage like out there tonight?" And he was like, "It's so nice when it's not wet." He said, "But the start would be really demanding. It still could be demanding. Sparks coming off the front and rear brakes there as Porrig is jumping onto them on that downhill section. It's the brake pad material on the brake discs. That's what that is. It's don't panic too much about that. Is kind of, in theory, what you would expect."
We've seen him around on the ERC, on the WRC, the Irish Tarmac Championship as well. He's living in Portugal now, actually, in Sintra. Beautiful part of the world to be living. Let's find out what Porrig thinks about that stage with Neil.
Porrick. It's a spectacular super special. How was it behind the steering wheel?
Yeah, look, it's very tight with high curbs both sides, so there's plenty of places to pull a wheel off, so just trying to get through it nice and tidy and not lose much time. The cobbles were way slippier in the car park than we thought, so we lost a lot of time on the donut, but I'm sure everybody else is going to experience the same thing. But it's good fun to get us warmed up.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a warm-up for what is to come tomorrow. It's a full-on day on Saturday, and as I mentioned earlier, the weather is set to turn a little bit more inclement. Nice and dry out there this evening, but tomorrow could be, well, torrential rain.
Someone who is massively passionate, Paolo Nobre.
I spoke with him today, Julian.
Oh, he's great. He's brilliant.
He is a joy. He absolutely loves his rallying. He's delighted to be back here in Portugal. He said rallying is such a huge family. He said, but it feels like a small family. You come, you meet the same people. He couldn't wait to get out there this weekend, but he's one of many drivers who has said you have to use your brain out there this weekend because flat out is not going to be the way in these really difficult conditions. Packed crowds down there then. I think we'll see a lot more umbrellas tomorrow.
Got to just make sure, as Porrick was alluding to there before about the curbs, these are the streets that, you know, you can see the pavements and the curbs. You don't want to like run wide anywhere and clip a curb on the outside or slam into a curb, sorry, on the outside. You can start to seriously damage suspension. And yeah, there is a service in the morning, but the last thing you want to be doing is giving your team a lot of work to do. But a 1:35.3 is the stage time for Paolo Nobre and Gabriel Morales.
So 5 drivers through then. Ken Torn continuing to lead at the moment with a 1:27.7.
Paolo, you got a smile on your face safely through the super special.
Our special stages in the city are fantastic for the public, and this is important to do it. I don't love it because I think it's too risky for nothing, but if the public enjoy, we should do it, and let's focus in tomorrow.
Yeah, I think words that many people will echo. They're so very easy to make quite a big mistake on these small stages. But, you know, the people are out there and it is taking rallying to the people. But I'm sure we're going to see the stages pretty full this weekend, regardless of any weather conditions.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's a good split there. Half a second, I appreciate, yeah, it's half a K in or so, but half a second. But Lucas Cabreira, with his brother and the co-driver, see a full season campaign for them in the European Rally Championship. And
that's going to be an interesting dynamic, Jules, isn't it? You know, it's not the first time we've seen brothers together in the car.
Rodriguez, I think Rodriguez has got his brother in as well, and you know, I remember the famous brothers, the Panizzi
brothers.
So it is something. But Mads Osberg's actually been doing some driver training with Lucas earlier on in the week. I'm not sure. I don't know whether Mads has stayed on for the rally or whether he's gone home. Not sure. But it's when we say Lucas is doing the whole season with the European Rally Championship, it's your best 7 scores out of 8. So
it's going to be close here.
It is going to be close.
2.2
down to 1:29
so,
now.
Yeah, but a good run through there.
But yeah, you don't have to compete in every round. It is your best 7 scores. To win the championship, really, you need to do all 8 rounds, because then you've got one that maybe can be a bit of a duffer, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can just get rid of.
You can get rid of that one.
Forget about that round.
That didn't happen.
No.
So
let's see from Lucas.
Lukasz, that looked like a good spin through there.
It's fine. It's a really good stage. A lot of spectators. That's for me is very fun, and very sleepy barrel. Thank you.
Yeah, very slippy out there. Now, Mexican driver Ricardo Trevino, who, gosh, has been competing for so many years, Julian. It's always great to see him out, and here in the ERC.
Yeah, that's it. In the ERC, we've got a Brazilian who's travelled, we've got a Mexican, so it does show that the international flavour of the championship, and as new viewers will be learning a bit more about the European Rally Championship, it suits our privateer drivers, our businessmen who can't afford a week, 10 days away on like maybe World Rally Championship events. They can come in here, they can do the 4-day format, which is part of the rally, so reconnaissance and rally have to happen within 4 days, and then they don't have to take too much time away from either families or businesses. So this is where you get some drivers who want to go do some international rallying, but can't afford a week, 10 days away on a World Championship race. So that's where you see your Paolo Nobres, your Trevino's. It's, I want to go rallying properly, but I can't afford the time away of a World Championship program. And ERC fits that bill perfectly for those drivers.
If you are just joining us, stage 1 is where we're at. The only stage this evening before a full 2 days of gravel action here in the heartland of Portuguese rallying.
It's so tricky in the dark, isn't it? You can see it's just a little bit nervous, a little bit edgy. We've talked about, you see, he dropped a lot of time towards the end. I don't know whether the car had a lot of flames coming out back of it, as if it was like misfiring slightly, but I'm not sure about that. It seemed to drop time towards the end of Ricardo.
Ricardo, slippery and a lot new things to get used to today. How was it?
The feeling, the tires, the gravel, this is difficult in tarmac, but good, fun.
Gracias.
Pedro Almeida here, another Portuguese driver. Again, something else that we'll see this year is, obviously, the European Rally Championship is 8 rounds, but what we do is we amalgamate with national championship, regional championship. So this rally is the first round of the Portuguese Championship, so that's why it's heavily loaded with Portuguese drivers. Same for the Azores. But when we go to Canaries, we'll have some of the brightest talents from Spain joining. So you will get your regular season campaigners, but you'll get what you could call them wild cards, for example, who come in and want to compete and potentially try and upset the drivers who are regularly in the European Rally Championship. And how they can upset them is they've got that experience of this particular rally, but against the experience and maybe the more seasoned campaigners have over a season. So it is interesting to see that dynamic, how that works out. Ricardo was really, he was a bit scared, wasn't he? He said it was really slippy to kneel at the end of that stage. Pedro,
yeah, he had pretty wide eyes. Yeah, he doesn't look too nervous about it. It's going to be a good time. 2.9 down. Sorry for Pedro. That's third fastest.
Yeah, how we went through
he was giving it a good push towards the end, wasn't he? 2.9 then, slower than Ken Thorne, still with the fastest time here on stage 1, the Fafe stage. Let's see from Pedro.
That was a very good time. How was it out on the stage?
Yeah, it was nice. I don't really like this kind of stages, but I know it's good for the public. Yeah, it's just getting through and not losing a lot of time. So tomorrow we can go.
Yeah, tomorrow they can go. That's when it really hots up. Here is a young Spanish talent. He's been in the European Rally Championship for a couple of years now, but in the two-wheel drive category. But Pep Bassas, he's got to learn the four-wheel drive now, but Pep's big prospect for Spain in the future. I think. Yeah, really, really talented driver.
We've got a couple of drivers, though, who are stepping up now.
Yeah.
And it's really going to be interesting how they get to grips, certainly with the difficult conditions we'll see out there this weekend with four-wheel drive.
That's it. I mean, Pep, as we say there, I mean, his dad was a competitor as well, famous in Spain. It will be interesting to see how he adapts to the four-wheel drive, moving up. In theory, potentially, if you're talented, it should make it a lot easier and a lot faster. Some events he won't have done before, in the 2 years he's done before, but once he gets to events that he's used to, particularly maybe because he's Spanish, the tarmac events he might favour. But Bassas, I like the kid. I think he's got a lot of talent.
Let's have a look at the countdown now. We're coming towards the end of the stage for Pep. There's the countdown to Ken Thorne's time.
There. Using all of the road.
So it ends up being 3.6 seconds down then from the fastest time. That's fourth overall right now.
Pep, 4th quickest so far. How was it out there on the Super Special?
Just trying the car, trying to get the feeling, and let's improve. Thank you.
Pedro Morales here, and obviously one of our Hyundais. Hyundai heavily represented in the local importer, but Peugeot Hyundai, supporting 3 cars. And this is what, again, the European Rally Championship does. It brings in importer-backed teams from different countries and different manufacturers. And Hyundai have a 3-strong team in there.
Only 0.8 of a second then off Torn at that midpoint, but then we've seen quite a few drivers drop a little bit towards the end of this stage.
I think, to be honest, the end of the stage looks quite fast. And obviously in the dark, you can't quite see where the curbs are. They've not recce'd the stage as in the cars. They've
done it on foot.
So,
you know, sometimes we see drivers being able to go through in golf buggies or whatever when it comes to short super specials like this, but tonight they've actually walked through as their recce, just making notes as to where they're going to find, obviously, those curbs that Porrick was talking about earlier that could potentially do you a little bit of damage if you get a little bit too close, or which sections you can cut on. It's all been done by foot. And that time, just 2.4 seconds then off the pace at the front. So 3rd fastest. Neil Cole on duty for us with the microphone at the stop control. Let's hear from him.
Pedro, a smile on your face, 3rd quickest so far. How was it?
Yes, it was not bad. It was the first stage with this car. I was careful because we can lose everything in these stages, so it was good to be here.
Obrigado.
Okay, Miguel Cabreira.
Had a good run through the qualifying stage today.
I think the qualifying was really quite surprising for many drivers out there. We didn't expect, and I don't think he expected, to be the fastest when we saw Linnemar come through. But yeah, and he's fastest here, Carrera, by 0.2 of a second. Could we see now a new fastest time go on the board? Ken Thorne's held on to it for 10 drivers. Can we see that change?
When we were doing the start selection, Miguel's quite shy, and his team representative came up to me and says, if we need to speak to him, can we kind of make it like simple? He's a very shy person, so he might not. We're not sure what we're going to get out of him at stage ends, and we have kind of briefed some of these drivers. If you are a little bit shy, tell us as simply as you can how the stage was, and if you want to tell us in your home language, we can get this translated.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yes. 0.6 of a second up. It is the new fastest time on the board, 1:27.7.
I think he's going to be happy with his day, isn't he, today?
Oh, I think it's been good.
Miguel, you're the quickest so far. That was a really good stage.
Everything okay? The street stage, it's very cool. I'm happy.
You should be. Obrigado.
That's all we need to know. You should be a happy man. Right now, it's the fastest time. Let's see if it's going to be eclipsed. 1:27.1 then is the time on the board.
Well, if it's going to get eclipsed, unfortunately for Miguel, the guy who is quickest in the qualifying stage is next on the stage, is next in. So it's just rain at the top. Might not last very long, but let's see.
Estonian driver Georg Linnemar, very close to the barriers there, but did it perfectly. Nice donut around the roundabout.
That was close. It's only his 3rd ERC start.
Oh, he's fastest on the split. Do you know what he told me today? I interviewed him before he went to qualifying, equal fastest. And he said, you know, I haven't done a gravel rally for a while, so I'm not sure how my pace is going to be out there this weekend. Let's get a little replay of that. Oh, look how close he is. Ooh,
Wow.
yeah. Nice. It's a nice bit of drifting for
That
a
proper
Friday
drifting.
evening.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely did that with style, didn't he? But he really played down his chances on this event, you know, even in qualifying, and then he went and set the fastest time.
Yeah,
Definitely a good afternoon, could be a very good evening for him. Ooh, plenty of
Really
pace into
throwing
that.
us around, isn't he? Equal on that split. He seems to have really, he had a real tough year last year in WRC2 and in ERC. But this year he's had a really good run in Sweden. He was happy with his pace. We are down though. Correa still is actually out front.
Correa still our rally leader here. It's Linnemer who takes third fastest, 1.2 seconds slower, but a pretty spectacular drift around the roundabout.
Georg, that looked pretty spectacular out there. How was it from in here?
Yeah, not ideal. It was a lot slippier than we expected, so it might have looked spectacular, but we lost time, so not ideal. But okay, we had some fun.
It looked great. It was fab.
We're happy with it.
So here we are, the two brothers, Ruben Rodriguez in the driver's seat. Azorian driver, Azorian champion last season, so he has that experience. He obviously moved up into four-wheel drive last season. It was his first time he's been a two-wheel drive driver until that point, so seems to have adapted very well to four-wheel drive. Second quickest on the split, is he? Is he second? Oh, he's equal.
Oh, he's equal.
Three of them equal at that point.
Look at that.
So there's the brake disc.
Look at the sparks.
Yeah, it's from the brake pads, the material of the brake pads. So
The light on the co-driver's side so he can actually read his notes.
we talk about it, don't we, about night driving. This is a bit different to what we have when you're deep into the forests or into the tarmac stages around the world. You've got street lights, which kind of aid and abet you slightly, depending on what colour they are and where they are.
Let's see what kind of time this is going to shape up at. Then reminder that Correa's time is 1:27.1. Ruben Rodriguez, let's see the countdown to that time. Oh!
Tell you what, we're all right though.
1.6 slower, fourth. That's fourth fastest. It's still a good run through there.
Yeah. You think?
I almost thought he was going to take it.
I
then.
did, yeah, but only his second year in four-wheel drive cars. We go to his home island next in
Yep.
Azores, you know what I mean? So should be
back-to-back gravel events.
Ruben, fourth quickest so far. Did you enjoy that stage?
Yeah, it's a very good stage and very difficult and but everything okay.
And in Portuguese?
Jose Pedro Fonge.
This guy is so cool. He looks a bit like George Clooney. Now, you wouldn't expect me to say that. Does he?
I really didn't expect you to say that.
So cool. I like him. I love the colour schemes on the cars. I mean, he's carried the same sponsors for a long time, and he just looks so good. Co-driver Ines Pons, she had a really bad accident a few years ago and had to sit out a little while, but a great partnership.
Look at all the people behind the fence there, up on the top as well.
So this is the tyres that they do a donut around. Big open area. The town hall is in the back. The blue and yellow lit up building is the town hall.
Very close to that curve there, wasn't he?
Curbs that you just want to be staying away from. Tell you what, I'm curious to see what this time is, because we're really kind of going
There's a lot of commitment. He's heavy on the brakes in sector, though, isn't he?
Drop a little bit.
Yeah, 2.4 seconds down, then fifth fastest through for Fonge. The blaze of the lights at the stop control. Let's get a couple of words with the man who apparently looks like George Clooney. I'm begging to differ slightly.
Okay, have you seen him?
Yes, I did see him earlier.
Cool look about him.
He's definitely got swagger.
As you came to the stop there, the engine cut, but apart from that, everything okay?
I don't listen. I don't listen you. I have a problem in the start, but okay, everything okay.
Okay, I wonder what that issue was then at the start for him.
Could be a multitude of things, really could, but obviously, something I didn't mention, not obviously, but Javier Pardo here, first of all, a young driver who won what was the ERC2 category last year, who's driving the Suzuki and moved up to the main premier class in the European Rally Championship, very quick in qualifying. This young kid, another promising Spaniard.
There's a lot of them around at the moment, it seems.
There is a lot of them around.
0.1 of a second down at that split.
But again, the two promising Spaniards we've had so far are moving up to the top category for the first time. So we will have to kind of give them a little bit of time. As you can see here, he's enjoying sliding around. Look how sideways he is there, and lots of wheel spin.
Still continuing to lead then is Miguel Cabreira. He's throwing it so aggressively through this last sector. But it is 4.3 seconds slower. That's 10th fastest through.
I am keen to see how he progresses during the season, because, as I said, he had a really strong. I'm sure, if my memory's right, he won every round he did last year in this category.
Wow.
Yeah.
Javier, it looked like you were pushing quite hard in there.
Yeah, but I made that mistake in the donuts. It's very slippery, but it's well. For this day, is very well.
Yeah, he was very wide on the donut around the tyres, wasn't he? I think that's what he's referring to.
Luis Villarino here. Did most of last season. Again, someone who's learning the art of driving rally cars again. Unfortunately, when he came to this rally last year, he crashed in the shakedown, the free practice runs, and actually didn't even start the event. Such was how tough even the free practice and shakedown runs were. Has been rallying for a long time. His European Rally Championship debut was in 2001, even before it was reformed to the newest kind of format. So has been around a long time, gone in and out of rallying through business commitments and work and things like that. So.
But then again, we referred to that. That sector there.
Tricky corner.
Quite a few of them have almost been caught out on that corner. But there's quite a few drivers. Ricardo Trevino, power no-brainer. He disappeared for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Spent most of his time really focused on, the football.
The football club and the businesses.
And now he's back in action, and you see a lot of competitors like that. If you are just joining us tonight, we're on stage 1 of the event. Tarmac, cobbles, that's what it's all about tonight. Tomorrow we get into the gravel stages and all the action that will bring us in pretty difficult weather conditions, rain forecast tomorrow.
Luis, how difficult was that stage on the tarmac?
Well, the stage with the glass of gravel is difficult, but it's beautiful because in the town, and for the people, I think that is the good look for all the people can to go to see the cars.
And for us, thank you. Gracias.
We turn now then to Alberto Battistoli with Simone Scantolin alongside. Oh, pretty close.
Alberto moving up to like the higher level of ERC a couple of seasons ago, and basically before that, he was kind of every young boy's dream. He was under 25 champion of the historic rallying in Italy. He's driven 037, Lancia 037s, all sorts of...
I've seen some fantastic pictures and footage of him in these classic cars, and it's just, like you mentioned, it's not just every boy's dream, Julian, it's everyone's dream.
Well, that's it, and his dad was a rally driver as well, still rallies. If you ever see an entry list with the name Lucky on it, it's Alberto Battistoli's dad. He's just called Lucky. So, I mean, if you ever wondered who he is, it's Alberto's dad.
I had a quick chat with Alberto earlier, and he, again, another one of the drivers who was reinforcing the fact that the conditions are going to be so difficult out there this weekend. Oh, so much pace into that corner there. They really has to use the head over the throttle. It's not a bad time on the board, though. 2.9 seconds off the pace, right at the front. 7th fastest.
Really nice guy. Really nice guy, and very analytical in his performances and how things can move forward for him.
Let's see how analytical he is here.
Alberto, that big smile on your face. It was a good time there.
I don't know what the time is, but I enjoyed a lot, and it was quite tricky on some points, but anything for the show.
Grazie.
Thank you.
And that's what we love, Alberto. Anything for the show out there, and there are plenty of spectators, and a couple of drivers have already mentioned it. You know, this kind of stage is purpose-built for spectators to get a real glimpse right in the heart of city centres, town centres, wherever. Guarantee you a lot of these people will be out, though, come whatever the weather tomorrow, to watch the gravel action.
Simone Tempestini telling us earlier on how tough and demanding it's going to be. I mean, Tempestini, he's quick, he's had a lot of bad luck as well. Equal, there's now 4 of them.
4 equal on the
29.9
split.
seconds through there.
Yeah, 400 metres in.
You know, we've seen Tempestini, he's been a world champion, he's junior world champion, so it's not, he's come and he's ebbed and flowed between the World Championship and European Rally Championship multiple times, 6-time actually, Romanian champion. So
he has a really impressive lineup of events and titles that he's taken.
And he's quick, and he seems to be quick on all surfaces. I think, to be fair, this year's European Rally Championship is very, very open naturally. Alexei Lukanuk is not around at the minute. Nikolai Greiser not around. Andrew Smith, the drivers who really were at the forefront of last year.
Oh, 0.8 of a second off the pace at the front. It's still Miguel who is leading out front for us. Tempestini 3rd fastest.
Corrier's going to be going to bed tonight thinking, whoa, this is good.
Oh, we got a few more drivers
Simone,
to come through this stage.
It's a good time, less than a second off Ken's time.
Yeah, it was a super special stage, so it doesn't matter a lot, but it's okay. For fun, it's good, and I think it's also good for the public here, the fans. So it's good to do stages like this. We hope tomorrow to keep a good rhythm.
And in Romanian.
Bruno and Carlos Magalhães. What a combination.
Yeah, Bruno, 3-time winner in the past of this rally, so plenty of experience here. We've seen Bruno, I mean, he fought for the European Rally Championship in 2017, only to crash out on the final round and throw away that last little chance that he had, him and Lukanuk going head-to-head in the final round in Liepāja. This car park here, one of our assistants and helpers who was out there in the stages, Chris Rawls, this is the Parc Fermé. This is the Parc Fermé for the rally, and the gravel car park here in the centre of town. So the town hall in the background, which is lit up, in the past has been basically the setting for the backdrop of the podium at the end of the rally.
Let's see what Bruno can do here. Can Correa's time actually be beaten here? Let's find out. Countdown is on, then 127.1 is what we're looking to beat. Oh, no. No, 1.7 seconds down for Magalhães. 1:28.8 is the time on the board.
Bruno, talk us through the Super Special.
That was a good start, a little bit safe. Just in the park area when you need to make the donuts was so slippery, and I made the donuts but too wide, and I lost a little bit of time. Apart of that, it's okay. Tomorrow is the big rally.
It is the big rally tomorrow. In total, we have just under 200 competitive kilometers here at the event.
Armindo Araujo, another famous Portuguese name, double champion in the world, world champion in PWRC, Portuguese champion. Been there, done it, got the T-shirt.
No, absolutely. He has every accolade, pretty much. And definitely, you know, one to watch this weekend. He was third here last year when the event was run back in October.
Just checking out. He won in 2020, yes, third last year, yes, third, but won in 2020, third last year. Just go back to Magalhães. We've obviously got a couple of sibling pairings. The Magalhães are not related, just in case you're thinking it.
Just convenient that they have.
Yeah, just convenient they got the same name, so, but yeah, Armindo Araujo. What the Portuguese drivers, we touched on it before about the Portuguese Championship joined up with the ERC, or the ERC joined up with the Portuguese Championship. It's day one, it's tomorrow that is where the points are scored for the Portuguese Championship. So they'll be kind of shadow boxing everybody tomorrow. Ooh, we were close to the curve.
But very close in terms of time. He's third fastest, only 0.7 of a second off the pace at the front.
It'd be interesting to see how the Portuguese drivers kind of pace themselves tomorrow. And then
Armindo, third quickest so far. Were you pushing in there?
I'm the quickest?
Third quickest.
I commit 2 small mistakes, but it was a good stage. No big problems. Thank you.
Obrigado.
Now we talk about the Portuguese Championship. This is the defending Portuguese champion. Ricardo Teodosio, he's had quite the day out there today. Brand new team for him this year, brand new car as well. Stepping into the Hyundai. He said to us earlier in the press conference, you know, 46 years of age, and finally I've got a manufacturer drive with Hyundai Rally Portugal. It's never too late.
never is too late. Had a little bit of a drama today, didn't he, Vex?
He did, yeah. Oh, no. So he's in a new car, he's learning everything about the car, and unfortunately, on their way to free practice, they pressed the button which released the fire extinguisher into the car, so they were covered in what he said, you know, looks like we were covered in snow. So they basically had to come back to the service area, clean out the car, clean themselves, get back up.
This seems to be quite slippy, this area here, because they're going like further and further wider as well. I mean, it's not raining out there, but it is like a little bit of a gravel. Well, it's not a little gravel car, but quite a good big space that they've got. But, you know, it's actually quite nice that they've got that space to throw the car around. Yeah. There's a lot of times where they're in that situation. It's so tight and narrow.
You're so right. And we've seen so many drivers take a wheel off.
Yeah.
In that kind of scenario. Time-wise here, then, we are going to be a little bit slower. 3.5 seconds down off the pace at the front. But the first stage on this event now driven in that brand new car. Going to be getting to grips with the I-20.
The business that he's in is a chicken restaurant.
Ricardo, are you getting more acclimatized to the Hyundai now today?
Sorry, what you ask here, I don't listen.
Just tell us how the stage was in the new car.
Oh. In the middle of the stage, where is the park, was very, very slippery, and to go around of those tires, we lose a lot of time. We go very wide, and impossible to go close the tires. We lose a lot of time there, but the rest is okay.
Team MRF here with Simone Campidelli. Second year for him with the team.
Yeah, they've got a strong driver lineup, haven't they? Campidelli, Herzig, Lorena. But Campidelli, for rallying fans, it's a name that you'd have seen around, competed in the PWRC before.
Looking good.
WRC 3. He's the first one to go under 29.9.
Yeah, but he's got into the wall. But really slowly into the wall.
It was next to like
that's so. This is a mistake in the donut section around the tyres. He just kind of, hobbled into the wall is the best way I can describe it.
But we've been talking about all the floodlit areas, and then this is totally in the dark, this bit. No lighting at all.
So he was quickest up to that point, only by 1/10 of a second at the split, but he's lost all of that and more in that little...
I mean,
Did he stall? Did he stall?
I don't
is
think
that
he
what
did
it
stall, but he just literally headbutted the wall.
But
I don't think
at
he's done
very
any
slow
damage.
pace.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt whether we're going to see damage when we get to the stop control. We'll take a look at the front of the car, but
look at the time, hemorrhaging, yeah.
oh, what a shame. It was shaping up to be such a good run for Simone Campidelli, but a little bit of a mistake, which we'll find out a little bit more from with Neil. Let's take a look at the front there.
I mean, I don't think
it's little scrapes.
Just small little kind of damage. Lucky though, lucky, fortunately.
Simone, tell us what happened.
Yeah, unfortunately, on the big parking, I arrived really fast. When it was time to brake on the small stones, it was sleepy like hell, and I had a ice effect. Maybe I arrived too fast, and probably the dump came down, and I wasn't able to slow down the car. I'm really sorry, but for sure we started our maximum, but I made a mistake, my fault.
Something trailing here on the left rear of Solon's car. We've seen sparks coming from the brake disc, which is what I initially, when we very first saw it, but there's something, I think it's the underbody protection is just hanging down, just got a little glimpse of something maybe dangling down there.
So we can get a... very difficult to see.
Yeah, but has he just maybe run over something or clipped something earlier on in the stage? It's nothing disastrous, you can see by the speed he's going at.
No, he's looking super quick. He's the fastest on the midpoint split we've got. Neil Solans then with Mark Marty alongside. What a successful pairing. This has been a huge talent.
Big talent.
Let's take a look at this time then. Countdown to Carrera's fastest time, which is still there. However, no, it still remains. Solans is 1/10 of a second slower. So second position right now for Neil Solans. I thought that was a 10th up then, but no, Carrera still has
just
it.
a little bit of underbody protection
hanging down there. That's what we could see sparking. Let's hear from him.
Neil, there's a little bit of damage under the car, but you're very close to the quickest time.
Sorry, can you repeat?
There's a little bit of damage under the car at the rear, but you're nearest the quickest time. There's just some metal dragging on the ground.
Yeah, no, we don't hit anything, so strange. But okay, the car was good. It's very sleepy in some places, but we enjoy this first stage. The rally starts tomorrow. Thank you.
Gracias.
Yeah, I just think maybe he's just run over something or something. It's just a little bit of small kind of underbody protection hanging down, and it's just scraping on the floor. Nothing to worry about.
Great run through qualifying today for Eric Zeiss. Another exciting young talent, Jules, who has been, hold on, how much faster is he here at the midpoint? 0.8 of a second up on Solans at the midpoint. So this is shaping up to be a good run. He's got something within the wheel on the left rear. Now, whether the brake is just slightly sticking on, I'm not sure. I just saw some small, very, very neat around there. Beautiful around there. I mean, that's the way to do a donut. It's not so spectacular to look at. The neater and tidier you are, that is where you're going to, against the others who are a bit flamboyant, that's where you're going to pick up the precious seconds. Yeah, really exciting talent. We've seen him a few times, a few seasons here in the WRC as well. It's going to be a mixed season for him and a busy year, he's hoping.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy year. I mean, He's already told us he will be coming here for Portugal WRC.
So look at this time. It's quickest.
Eric Seiss.
Eric Seiss fastest through. 1:26.5 is the new fastest time on the board. Apologies to Miguel Cabreira, who held it for a long time, valiantly. However, it's gone.
He held it longer than he probably thought he was going to hold it for, with no disrespect to him.
A big smile on your face, Eric. Your quickest through so far. How was it?
Oh, really? It's good. It's always good when you finish this stage because nobody likes this stage. But when you finish and spectators are okay, everybody had enjoyed the stage, it's okay. So, yeah, I'm smiling because I enjoyed it, and now we are looking forward for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Norbert Herzig, next up. See how he does around the, When I spoke to him earlier today, I mean, obviously they're all looking forward to this weekend. They're all looking forward to the gravel stages, as Eric mentioned. They want to get this one out of the way because it's so easy to make a mistake on these type of stages.
What a lovely guy he is, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely, completely lovely, but also, again, reiterating the fact that, you know, maybe a different weekend from what they were all expecting in terms of conditions out there, and potentially one of the toughest ones he thinks that he will compete across.
Yeah, I mean, Norby's four-time Hungarian champion, predominantly on tarmac, the Hungarian champion. But he, 2 years ago, he drove in the Polo in the VW, and last year he moved back to the Skoda. He was like a transformed driver. The Skoda really suiting him a lot better. Probably we'll see more out of him, spectacular-wise and results-wise, on the tarmac, because that's his preferred surface. But, you know, he is a reliable driver. That is what he is. But already a podium, 3 podiums in the European Rally Championship, so he has got to be a force to be reckoned with.
Let's take a look at the time then to Eric's here. It is going to be a little bit slower, 1.8 seconds slower, which puts him in 8th position overall. It's a joint time with Georg Linnemer. Let's hear from him with Neil Cole.
Norby, safely through the Super Special, how was it?
Everything was okay. I was someplace a little bit careful because next to the road the concrete was too close. But we are here. It was a joke, and tomorrow will be the really rally.
And in Hungarian, please.
Absolutely. The real stuff starts tomorrow. We have 8 stages lined up for you tomorrow. Efren Llerena now. Runner-up. Always kind of takes your breath away a little bit how close they are getting to the concrete barrier. Oh no!
What's happened there with Llerena?
So he's...
It's as if he just wouldn't turn in. It's as if there was the handbrake didn't work or something and he just went straight forward. But...
so difficulty getting around the corner there for Llerena. So that's precious seconds lost. I mean, at the split, it was looking good.
He's very wide there.
He's very wide around the donuts. There's something... Is there something wrong here?
We are wide. I mean, have we, like, you know, the handbrake, in that first hairpin, that's either a braking in a straight line and turning, or a handbrake. We just seem to kind of, like, not do really anything. So is there a small little issue with him? Llerena and Sara Fernandez. Sara Fernandez, obviously the reigning European Rally champion.
Absolutely.
She was the co-drivers champion last year because Mikkelsen changed his co-drivers during the season.
I had a fantastic chat with her, and she was saying how much they were looking forward to the season ahead, but how fantastic it had been last year.
Spain is well represented in the European Rally Championship, isn't it? With some big talent. But Llerena, he's had a bit of a disaster there for him.
Okay, let's find out then if there is an issue with Llerena, with Neil. .3 seconds off the pace.
Efrem, we saw that you looked like a stall. Is there a problem with the car?
Yes.
What's happened?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But we have problems.
To me, it just looks... He's gone to pull the handbrake, and it's as... I don't know whether it's a handbrake issue or a hydraulic issue. Like with, it's anyway. He looks frustrated. Luckily, they have a service in the morning, so hopefully they can get that sorted.
Okay, so stage classification for you then after stage 1. Eric Seiss there with the advantage, 0.6 of a second over Correa. Solans third, Ken Torn fourth, 1.2 off the pace. Armando Araujo fifth, 1.3 seconds behind. Then Tempestini, Linnemeyer, Herksik to the top 8. And we are going to be heading down into the service park now to join Kiri, who is there for us.
Well, you know the old saying, you can't win a rally on a super special, but you can lose it. So that gives you an idea of what's in store. The fans are aplenty here in Portugal. And what is in store for you tomorrow? Well, it's a full day of rally, mud and action. We've got 8 stages and 1 service to break it all up. Okay, so at 9 o'clock, you'll see stage 2, 3, 4 and 5 follow. Finishing up at 12:20. The service that we mentioned is 1:15. Then 3 o'clock, we're back on air with you for stage 6, stage 7, 8 and 9 will take you all the way through to 6:29, and we'll be getting you all of the interviews at the end of the day and see where we're sitting at the end of day 2 here in Portugal. Now, don't forget, you can join us across all of our social media. Make sure you use the hashtag, and it is ERC, FIA ERC, if you want to join in the conversation across all of our different social media platforms. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, well, from all of us here tonight, it is goodbye, but we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Make sure you're there.